Hey, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this beautiful Friday where we get to sit down and have a little Freestyle Friday session where today's topic is going to be about SMART goals. It's an acronym that the Air Force or military utilizes. It's just a management process that allows you to focus in those concentrated efforts of building a goal and objective-oriented mindset. All right, it's something that I think is underrated or underappreciated in the military. We use it on our midterm feedbacks, in our performance reports, as well as our airman comprehensive assessments that we have annually with our supervisors. And I just think, we most of the time we just check the box. And it wasn't up until about 3 to 4 years ago in my military career that I really started utilizing these in my personal life as well. And I think it's something that we can all use more realistically in our personal and professional lives. And not just for the military, but those for my friends and family that aren't and that do not have those opportunities that I've been afforded due to the military and being in the military. As well, we're going to talk a little bit about some just life hacks and or other things to trip up on those goals and exactly what that means. And, if you have a goal in mind, let me know, drop a message and we can try to focus those efforts into making it a SMART goal. And I can be an accountable partner as well, and we can just work towards those goals, man. So I appreciate you, those who are following along, subscribe, like, comment, share. If you don't like it, again, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what I can do to improve in the comment section. I'm all for constructive criticism and helping me improve this craft. So, please let me know, drop a comment down. But nonetheless, so what I would like to share is that acronym, okay? We're going to go over what each letter stands for within the SMART acronym, as well as those focus areas of what they represent. And then I'm going to give you a few examples of some SMART goals, and then, pretty much maybe a few other tips to help you accomplish those goals. So, SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, so when we're talking about the S, right, we're talking about specific. We want to make sure it targets a specific area of improvement. Don't just be everywhere. Focus in on what you're thinking about right now. Just close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. Doesn't matter what you do. Just think of an area of improvement in your life. Is it finances? Is it physical? Is it the social? Is it whatever you might want to think? Is it I want to lose weight? I want to eat healthier? Is it and I talked about the 4 pillars, 5 pillars last Friday. I talked about the physical, the social, the spiritual, the mental, and the financial. And really, you can tie those in as well. Is it one of those areas? If it's under physical, is it, I want to gain weight, I want to lose weight, I want to eat better, I want to work out more? What areas within the focal? Is it social? I want to be able to network better. I want to be able to socialize so I can be visibly heard more. Is it the mental? Do I want to go back to school? Or socialize, networking, volunteering, so on and so forth. Is it the spiritual? I want to go to church more. I want to pray more. I want to do this. I want to get into some, men's group or a women's group or just a Bible study, whatever that spiritual aspect is. Is it financial? I want to pay off all my credit card debt within a year. I want to, save up to $20,000 in my savings account. Those can all be goals and focus specific areas of your improvement. S, specific. M, measurable. All right, so you want to have something that you can quantify or at least suggest an indication of progress. So if I were to say, hey, I want to volunteer, okay, that's kind of specific, but let's get a little bit further. How many hours do you want to volunteer? I want to volunteer at least 2 times, at least maybe 48 hours, right? That might be a little bit more. You're not going to do a whole 24-hour volunteer. But you can kind of tailor it down to that, right? Say 2 times. I want to measure that in 2 times of a volunteer aspect. Okay, awesome. So now you can volunteer once. I say, hey, where are you at completing your goal? Well, I volunteered once already. I got 1 more to go. All right, so you're halfway there. All right, that's measurable, okay? A, attainable. You want to make sure that it's, one specific to who you are as an individual. I found that this is more of that tricky, the tricky aspect, attainable and assignable, right? You can kind of interchange those A's for the acronym. if it speaks to who you are and your core beliefs, your ethics, your morals, it's really going to come down to, it's going to be easier for you to accomplish these goals. But if it doesn't feel like it's part of your core character and your individuality, then it might be difficult. You might be going against the grain. Not to say that that's still not accomplishable. You could still try to achieve those, but just be mindful of that expectation management moving forward. It might slow down some progress. But that attainable, right? We want to make sure that it is attainable within the time bound that you put it as, all right? So that's it, attainable. A. Realistic, R. All right, you want to make sure that's realistic, right? What are some of the logistical issues that you might come in conflict with? You know, do you have enough time to volunteer? Do you have enough time to do what you want to do? So time is a big thing, and you're able to achieve those goals. And also realistic, you know, is it a realistic goal in the first place? I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, awesome. When? In a week. Oh, come on, man. Like, don't set yourself up for failure. Because that's not going to help you out in the long run. Try to make smaller goals if that's the case. Sub-goals, subcategories of those goals. I want to lose at least 1 to 2 pounds a week, or gain, you know, if you're trying to gain weight. I want to gain 1 to 2 pounds. That's a healthy weight loss and or weight gain. Those who are trying to lose weight, don't listen to some of those fad diets who claim, you know, you lose 20 pounds in a week. But nonetheless, make sure it's realistic. Make sure it's something that you can really achieve at the end goal. You don't want to constantly keep on setting yourself up for failures and just putting you down and depressed, right? And then T, time bound or time related. We want to make sure that at the end, there's a specific end result or when this result is going to be accomplished and achieved. So I want to volunteer twice a quarter. There you go. You were very specific. You can even get more specific. All right, what places do you want to volunteer? Red Cross? Do you want to do, you know, some, you know, Habitat for Humanity? You want to just pick up trash? You know, what is it that you're trying to do? So we can get a little bit more specific there. But the measurable aspect, you said twice. You want to measure, or you want to volunteer twice. And then that end result is within a month or in a quarter or whatever time frame that you put it at. I think it's attainable. I think it's realistic, right? You can volunteer, you know, twice a month. You know, I think that's something attainable and realistic. It's measurable, it's very specific, and it's time bound. So you have all the acronyms or all the letters of the acronym for SMART, and you produced a SMART goal. Excuse me about that. So yeah, so just I'll go over a little brief few examples, you know, like walk 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. That's a very specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goal. Improve your listening skills, right? There's other things that I've seen in here. Let me see. Disregard on that one. But you can kind of get the idea of what I'm explaining when I talk about the acronym, SMART, right? So with that being said, just a few things that you can do to what I like to call trip up over your goals, okay? Find ways to trip up on your goals. Whether that's, you know, writing it down on a sticky note and putting it on the mirror or putting it on like your coffee cup or your mug or something that you interact with every day. And just have it say your goal. You could say, hey, you know, you constantly find ways to trip up on your goal. It's constantly going to be on the, you know, front of your brain where you're constantly thinking about it. And yeah, you're just going to focus on that area. The other thing is having someone that is passionate about the same goals, right? You know, if you're going to work out, find a gym partner. One, you could call this accountability partner. So if you're going to school, find someone who's educated-minded and they are going to push you to that education mindset. You know, hey, I really don't want to go to school, but let me at least take one class a semester or 2 classes a semester, and you know, at least focus on that. All right, cool. I can push you to that. I can hold you accountable. So you want to trip up on your goal, and you want to hold someone accountable, or you want to get someone else, and do the opposite. You know, share with them your goals, and have them share their goals with you, so you guys can focus on, you know, improving each other's life. This is what, you know, my wife and I do with each other. We write down specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. We do short-term goals, everything up to about 3 to 6 months, and then we go midterm goals around 6 months to a year, and then really anything after a year we consider a long-term goal. But then like further on long-term, 4+ years where we want to be. But we take that first, like that end cap goal, maybe it's the 4-year goal, and we start dissecting it down into those little increments of 6-month goals. And that way you're not exhausted. You're not seeing the end sight or the end, finish line at that point, and it can seem daunting, like, oh, I got so much to do, or I got so much weight to lose, or so much weight to gain, I got so much school to go to, I got all these things, and stop. Don't focus on that. And another thing is, don't procrastinate, right? Wake up and live attentionally, right? Live attentional towards those goals, and be attentional in your living. I mean, if you just walk around aimlessly, it's something that my wife and I really focused on. I shared with a quick story. We just sat down and we were watching The Office, right? Again, it's probably like the 7th, 8th time we've watched this show. And it's like 9 seasons. I think we just rinse and repeat, right? And it come down to the point where I'm just looking around, I'm like, we're just wasting time. Like, we got our boys sitting there, like, my son loves The Office. He's like, oh, Daddy, it's Michael. And, we all laugh and stuff. But it starts making you think differently. Like, where else could I be spending my time? Are you always, just watching Netflix or TV? Are you constantly on your phone, social media? What are the things that are stopping you from completing your goals? And have enough willpower to push that aside, because if you don't want that goal as bad as you want to just sit down and relax, then it's not going to happen. You got to want it more than that. There was a great mentor. I've seen videos before where, he talked about going into the water waist deep, and he kept going, and then, he's over his head and he's starting to tread water. And the guy, the guru, leadership guru, was saying, like, listen, if you don't want to succeed as much as you need and want to breathe right now, feeling all that water submerged, then you're not going to achieve your goals. And it's an extreme way to look at it, but it's true. If you don't want it as bad as the next guy or girl next to you, you're not going to achieve that promotion. You're not going to get that next bump in your raise. You're not going to be the best father or mother you set out to be, but you got to live attentionally in that focused area, in that specific area. And the way we can do that is to be, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, and focus on these goals in short-term and long-term situations. And use me to help you, and I'll utilize you to help me, and let's do what we can, because this is, again, an outreach program where we can just speak our minds and help each other out. So that's all I have for you guys. I love you. Thank you so much. Again, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you think someone else can benefit from this, by all means, share this to their Facebook, share this to their feed, or whatever it might be on their social media. Just get the word out there, because that's all we're trying to do, right, is, try to help and love on each other. So, again, thank you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. All right, I'm out. Bye.